everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Puseletso. So today I wanted to talk about finding inspiration and of course heading over to Bonang Matheba's interview that I want to react to. Actually, to be quite honest, I already watched the video, but the whole time I watched it I was just like so I think now is the time that I want to react to it and also just talking about inspiration. So basically, I am highly inspired by Bonang Matheba along with other female South African celebrities like Tsotetsi, Nomzamo Bata. You know, I really find them to be inspirational. So the reason I thought I should do this video is because last week when I decided to watch this, I wasn't feeling so highly motivated, but you know what? Watching her video really amped me up and it gave me so much inspiration. So sometimes you cannot find inspiration within you, but when you look outside, you might find inspiration in other people. I think it was, in one of my videos, I spoke about how when inspiration is from somebody that is close to you, it also feels closer to you. So of course I don't know Bonang Matheba personally, but I mean she's South African. She walks on the soil that I walk on, so it just really encourages me that as a South African I can do a lot more. So let's get to the video. Let's see what she's saying and see what I have to say about what she says. Please, if you haven't watched this video, watch it. It is highly inspirational.
I was definitely gonna do it.
Because I've been fucking it up.
How do you pronounce your name?
Bonang.
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 It was a big thing at home that you couldn't pronounce my name.
Yes, and I was shouting her out on my podcast because, you know, I really follow her Instagram because she really, like, be living a life. And I kept saying Bonang, but it's Bonang.
Bonang.
Yes, she's really living the life. I mean, from what we see, from what I see. To be honest, I don't follow Bonang on Instagram, but every now and again, I do go and catch up on her Insta page. So it looks like she really is living a good life.
Bonang.
It means look at.
Look at.
Look. Bonang.
They don't call you nothing for short? Queen B, right?
Yeah, they just call me B.
B.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do B.
Oh, yeah, B is easy.
B in the building.
How you pronounce your last name?
Matheba.
Matheba.
Yes. Matheba.
Matheba, not Matheba.
Yeah, that's easy. Matheba.
Yeah. I'm going to stick to B.
Yeah, B is easy. Nice and simple.
Who is B for the people outside of South Africa who may not know?
B is a South African media personality. By profession, I am a TV host, TV presenter, and I've branched out into other, many little things. I have a broadcasting background, a bit of radio. I host some of the biggest shows in South Africa, live productions and events around the world.
I really like that she says that by profession I am a TV presenter, just something like that. And the reason I like that is because there's a lot of parents who still think that being a television presenter is not a profession. So if you still want to be a presenter, show your mother Bonang, her profession is this, and this is what it's doing for her. And
I'm a first of many, they say in my country.
I see that.
Yeah, a first of many. And recently became a winemaker. I launched a luxury beverage line called the House of B&G, and I make a sparkling wine, a Brut Rosé, and a Brut. So, yeah.
You're being very humble right now.
Yes, she's being so humble. You know, from watching Being Bonang, like, it's about Bonang, really the kind of girl. So to see her like this in this interview just shows that she absorbs everything that she does. This is really, in my opinion, for me, it just shows that she's absorbed what she does. She's really feeling that she's in it and she's enjoying it, and she's able to talk about it without like boasting, but just to say that I've achieved things like this.
Because
when I said you make your own money.
Let me tell you
yes,
something.
I do.
Yeah. When I was in South Africa last year for Global Citizens Festival, and I saw somebody pull up, and I said, "Is that Beyonce?" Because Oprah had just pulled up, right? So I was like, "Who is that pulling up so heavy?"
Right.
And it was B.
What you mean pulled up? How did they pull up? So
it was kind of heavy. What kind of cars was y'all in?
We were in a few cars, I mean, it's South Africa.
Like, do you see her face when she does that? Like, that she knows that she shows up when she arrives. the people will know, you know?
I mean, it's South Africa. It's our playground. We're allowed to,
yeah.
go big. It was a few cars.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a lot of people there. I had my friends and family. I had my team. So I like to be prepared. And that takes a couple of people. So
She likes to be prepared. I think another thing that stands out for me here is the fact that she pulls up with her friends and family. So that support system, like, no matter how high you go, you always need that support system and to keep people balancing you out and keeping you in check. So I like that.
Okay, you have an app called Bonang
by Celsi.
by
Yes.
Celsi that has over 780,000 monthly users.
Yes.
What is on this app?
It's exclusive content. You know,
Okay.
the things that I get up to when I'm in America, when I'm around the world, when I'm doing my thing. It's very interesting that people back at home have become very interested in how I do my business. So I've kind of created content around that. And just other many things that you don't see on my social media, video content, interviews, behind the scenes of certain things,
How much is the app per
conversations I
month?
have. Pardon?
How much do you charge per month for the app?
It's, I think it's 60 Rand per person a month.
How much is that in American?
I don't know.
60 Rand.
Yeah, 1 Rand is 1 Rand is $1 US is 16 South African rands.
Okay. So multiply that times 780.
He's trying to calculate how much
Every
money you make
month.
off the app every month.
That's just one stream of revenue.
He's trying to calculate your money
Yeah,
over
it's a
there.
lot.
I actually whipped out my calculator at that point and I calculated every month, these 60 rands, how much do they add up to? I mean, Bonang.
Stream of revenue.
He's trying to calculate your money
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
You have a book?
I do have a book.
Okay.
I do have a book from A to B.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a production company that recently produced my reality show, Being Bonang. So we wrapped season 3. That was on a major channel back at home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do a little bit of everything.
You did a film?
Yes,
That's your-
public figure that I
Yeah.
produced. That is on Amazon Prime Video as we speak, and was premiered at the Manchester Film Festival. Has done very, very well. It's about the social ills around social media and sort of the psychological impacts it has on society and the youth. And I'm a global citizen ambassador too. So I have a bursary fund. I educate African girls. I take them through school, and that's one of the things that I'm kind of championing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was taking kids to school, I think we know this from when she started her first bursary fund scheme. I hope that's the correct word that I'm using. So that's, again, one of the things that I would say inspires me about her, that she's not just about herself, but also serving other people and giving back. So this is something.
I'm saying all that to say she can afford the fur she's wearing. Okay? That's what I'm saying.
Who didn't think she couldn't?
No, I'm just letting people know. I'm trying to paint the picture for people who don't know.
Have you seen her house?
Something I saw that on Instagram. Was that yours?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
How many square feet is that?
I don't know. I don't
When
really.
you say I don't know that.
I don't really
it's
know.
Big as shit, bro.
It's enough for me. It's good. It's
Yeah.
not enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay.
And she's only 32 years old.
Actually, how I knew or got to really like Bonang is through a friend. So I knew Bonang obviously from the live days, and then a friend of mine, one day Bonang had an interview. I think it was on Zanzi Vuzu, I can't remember, and they were showing her house. I think it was her house in Hyde Park, if I remember well. So my friend Nomusa actually knew every word from when Bonang opens the door and says and introduces herself and says, "Welcome to my house," or whatever that she says. So from there I was like, Khanti, why is my friend so crazy over Bonang? And then I sort of started to try and figure out. I mean, I could see that she's a pretty girl, she does her work so professionally, but I didn't realize that she's a force. She's a force. So
Now, how did you get your start in the media industry?
Well, back home in South Africa, what's very interesting is that TV presenters are able to, create kind of very big careers. I was inspired by a number of TV presenters back home, and And the usual, auditions, went to a TV presenting school, started auditions, got my big break on a show called Live on SABC1, which is it's like a 106 in Park. It was the biggest music show in South Africa. So I'm sort of that's how I got into the media industry. I started as a VJ. And from then just moved on from one show to the next, started my commercial brands as well. And yeah, the rest is history.
Well, wasn't one of your parents in the corporate world?
My mom is in the corporate
world.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is senior vice president of Sasol, which is a big oil sort of tech company back home.
And your father is a lecturer.
Uh-huh.
So he teaches at university.
He does. He teaches political sciences. And so I have a great balance of both. My parents are very academically driven. I'm sort of the only person that branched into media and entertainment. Very weird. It took a lot to convince them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a career that normally makes a lot of money, that people can make great money out of. And still in South Africa, it's not taken very seriously, the profession of entertainment, because there's not a lot of money around it. You have to do a lot of many things in order to kind of.
Yeah, I think that's why I was saying that sometimes it takes a lot of convincing for your parents to actually understand what you're doing if you want to go into this type of work. So that's why I was saying, show your mom, show your dad, if they still think that trying to be a presenter is sort of not going to make you money or get you anywhere. And I think what she touches on as well about the fact that you also have to do other things. I mean, even as an entrepreneur myself, I haven't been able to rely on just one source of income or just one thing. So even people who work, I know that they're doing side hustles and doing other things, and you never know what some of those side hustles can do for you. So thanks for that, Bonang.
I was going to ask you how they felt about it, because I'm sure they wanted you to be a doctor.
Yeah, of course, a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher, actually.
Really?
And then I just found my way somehow in media. Yeah, I wanted to do many things, but I love children. I'm Cancerian. I'm a big nurturer at heart.
I'm a Cancer.
I know you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Super sensitive, probably.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Emotional.
Yeah, very moody.
Feel everything.
Yeah, and very caged, and it's always somebody's fault and never yours.
That is something that I have learned.
That is the truth.
No.
Very small. in
Through
all
therapy,
aspects.
I have learned
Cries
to
a lot.
no.
Yeah.
Through therapy, I've learned to hold myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? I am very self-aware in that aspect.
All right.
But I do feel like, going into the new year, I don't want to be on bad terms with anybody.
Anyone, yeah.
So what
They
are
need
you
to
gonna do?
apologize to me. Everybody needs to apologize to me.
What? See? You see?
Because
You
they
see?
wronged you.
They
Exactly.
wronged me. Exactly.
Always.
I think you should apologize to everybody that you had a problem with.
I don't have no problems with nobody.
See? That's part of the problem.
So how did you convince them that entertainment is the way?
Well, I forced my way into it. I just there was a time where my mom said, "Okay, I'm going to give you 5 years. Let's see what you're going to do in 5 years." In 5 years, I was able to. I had a radio show there, and after that, she says, "Okay, well, it seems you know what you're doing. Go ahead, then, girl." And the rest is history. Yeah.
How did you meet Charlamagne?
I just told you.
At a Global Citizen.
Oh, so you met him actually there. You didn't meet him before then. Mhm.
Yeah.
How did he approach you?
It was so weird. And we were walking through the parking lot, and he was sitting outside, like randomly
He couldn't
behind
get
a
inside.
tent.
He was stuck
That's a
outside.
lie.
And I think he was
behind
sitting
the
with
red
his
velvet
daughter,
rope.
right?
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
sitting outside, and we were walking back into the venue. And then he just stood up. I said, "Oh, hi. Oh, my gosh, it's you. What are you doing here?"
Hey, little man, how are you
Not
doing? What are
little
you doing here?
man.
Go
I
ahead.
just thought it was very weird because no one had known that he was in South Africa.
Little man, you can't get in the club. Let me help you.
It wasn't a club, first of all.
I'm talking to the young
It
lady.
was
just-
backstage at Global Citizen.
I just thought it was really strange that he was standing outside. I was just like, "Hey, Etle Batung, what is this, man?" Anyway, started a conversation.
What is this little man doing out there?
Started a conversation with him, and asked him what he's doing there. I introduced myself, he introduced himself, and the rest is history. And then we, kind of spoke a little bit on DM. I told him I really want to come to New York and try to do a couple of things with certain people, and that was it.
Networking 101 and building relationships. So do you see what she did there? I mean, she meets a person and then she's like, "Hi, oh, obviously I'm one familiar," and then she follows up. So she follows up. Some of us need to follow up.
I love the way you move because it's so strategic. Like, why do you believe it's important to be strategic with like how you've moved thus far in your career to get to this point?
I just think strategy is a plan, and when you plan things, it just makes it a bit more easier to navigate because you have a clear direction. When you sort of are doing too many things at once, you sort of have the ability to lose yourself, somewhere through there. And I find just strategy clears your head, and also because you know what you want, you know how to get there, so you don't waste a lot of time.
And with everything that you do, what do you enjoy the most? Because you do so much. You named a couple of them.
I enjoy my profession, hosting live TV productions. I'm a big broadcaster at heart. I'm a great, I love interviewing and having conversations with people. I love music. I love, being in front of the camera and behind the mic. Mm-hmm. It is, it's something that brings a lot of joy to my heart. But definitely TV hosting is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it is such a blessing to just know what you love to do and to be doing that in your life. The way she speaks about it, it looks so sincere and from her heart, and you can actually see that she really loves what she's doing, and she's been so blessed to be doing it. Sometimes it takes a while to find what you really want to do or to find your purpose, but it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to see someone living in their glory and really just enjoying it.
My absolute, it's where I'm the happiest.
Is that your camera crew outside?
Yes.
Why are they outside?
I don't know.
I think they just got
Okay.
Well, they're allowed inside.
Yes, if they want to,
Well,
yeah.
they'll probably come inside. They will.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm
You are on what? What are you
shooting a pilot for something.
for? What? You can't say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just it's going to be a great show.
Now,
For people back home in South Africa.
Now,
It's
with
like a
African
Christmas
music
special.
exploding so much, right, in the last 10 years, 12 years, 15 years.
We can't wait to see it. You see, this is the thing I was saying as well. In my fun facts about me, that I don't like to tell people my goals, and then, you see, sometimes just wait for something to really mature before you speak about it. I like this. Another learning.
Mm-hmm.
How does that help with you? Does it help you? Is it benefit you? Because I see it's. I'm looking at your page and you're crossing over not just to South Africa. You're all over the place.
Absolutely.
Has that been beneficial?
Absolutely.
Because it's hard to get South African artists here. Like, it's very hard.
Yes.
It's very difficult.
Yes, it really, really is difficult. But I've seen through, music, and African music specifically. African music has broken the door for many other creatives to kind of find their way in America. Mm-hmm. Afrobeats has sort of, sparkled a bit of light on things like designers, photographers, filmmakers, producers, people like me who find and create careers of things that are non-traditional. Non-traditional meaning acting, singing, or sport. And because of people like, let's say, Burna Boy or Wizkid or David or Tiwa Savage, and the global community saying, oh, what's happening in Africa? The likes of Lion King, Black Panther, things that get, the brains of people here asking, what are those Africans getting up to down there?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just fast forwarding through some of the questions. So obviously, if you haven't watched it, I'm pretty sure you'll go ahead and watch it. Some of the things that they were asking her, basically more sort of like political type of things, talking about racism, segregation in Cape Town, and things like that. And I just felt like, you know what, like when Americans come to South Africa to be interviewed, American artists or icons, we don't always ask them about slavery, or probably rare that we'll ask them about slavery. But at the same time, I do get that because Rona racism and apartheid is just 20 years ago and not so long ago. But at the same time, I felt like she was cornered there. But because she's Bonang, she really did it. She handled it very well. And I think it's just a lesson that when you go big or when you start to be recognized internationally, you'll always be the ambassador of your country no matter where you go. And you must always be able to speak for your country and to stand up for your country. So really kudos to Bonang for that. She spoke so well and she kept it nice and clean.
When I look at you, it says like you're always seems like you're always the first Black South African to do something.
Yeah.
To be featured on numerous magazines.
Yeah.
Or to do this and do that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, South Africa was born, in 1994. Our entertainment industry is not even 20 years of age. So it's still very, very fresh. Very, very fresh right at the beginning. There's not a lot of money for certain things. There's not, we're only beginning the South African Music Awards instead of the production, the South African Sports Awards. There's South African Comedy Awards only started about 5 years ago. The SA House Music Awards are only 5 years old. So our country is only at the beginning of the entertainment, industry. So, and I think because of that, I've been able to be the first of many things. But I think there are a lot of girls like myself who are going to come from South Africa for sure.
What does the U.S. media industry have that South Africa doesn't?
Africans. Fresh, deep, like Africans from Africa. Mm-hmm. I think, what I mean by Africans, I mean fresh, different content, people, messages, music, shows, stories, history.
I love that. She says the thing that Americans don't have, that South Africans have in entertainment, is the people. So Bonang knows that it is the people that matter. And you can see again how deeply she speaks about this and how she's like Africans, real Africans from Africa. It's so nice to see that she speaks proudly about Africans and she recognizes the diamond, the gold that we are, and she speaks about it on a big platform like this. Ooh, Bonang, thank you.
Black Americans, I think, are so interested in where they come from and what they're about. Why isn't a lot of where they come from and what they're about, on more commercial stations and, television and radios, just things that.
Because they rather teach us about slavery here in America. They don't want us to connect the dots back to Africa. That's the power source.
Yeah. Well, that needs to change then. Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing about what Africa. What people think Africa is like: poverty, slaves, negative. There's no water. That's what people think, and that needs to change completely. I think. Mm-hmm. So how do you do that? That's the question.
You got to tell those stories.
Exactly.
With all the success that you've achieved in South Africa, why do you need success in America?
We gotta tell our story, and I like that so much that our own people are telling our own stories, and it changes things, because perspective is a very big thing. You can almost tell sometimes when a black story is not written by a black person. And no hate to anybody in the industry that is doing that, but when we tell our own stories, we tell it with more intention. So Bonang is really writing her own story, and you can see that she wants it to be known, and she's not shy about it, and she's not afraid, and she's just so confident for her story to be known by other people.
I saw a headline that said Bonang wants to take over America.
No, success in America.
Success in America, please.
No.
Have you seen my house? You're like success in America. What is that?
No, I think it's success in another country besides home. It's a challenge. Mm-hmm. I'm somebody that wants to kind of always push the envelope. I've done a lot of many things at home. I think I've done a lot of everything at home, And I think there is still that American dream for a lot of Africans and a lot of South Africans. I think there's still a lot of, when you come here and realize your dream, like Trevor Noah, Charlize Theron, there are many incredible South Africans who have done that. And it's almost like that's just what it is. America is.
Look at Bonang shining the light on South Africans and just name dropping. They must know.
The pinnacle when it comes to entertainment. So any entertainer would want to break it here because then it means you are the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And for me, that is important. If I say I want to be, the best TV host or the best whatever it is, if you want to be the best of the best, I think you need to compete with the best of the best. And I think you find them in the United States of America.
Do you have a plan for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm on the Breakfast Club, so I think my plan is going very well.
True. Very true. Very true. It always shocks me when we go out to South Africa and get that kind of love from South Africans, but then you forget like YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, South Africans are plugged in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They are really plugged in. Social
Absolutely.
media has opened the world. I think it's made it so all of us are so much closer, and now we know stuff because we can see so much more. You know, and it's given us so much more access. It's made the world a smaller but bigger place. You know, and I think because of social media and all of that, I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't because of social media. I wouldn't be able to do what I do. You know, I wouldn't be able to tell people my stories. I wouldn't be able to kind of get my work done sometimes. And yeah, I'm grateful for that. I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for that too.
You won at E People's Choice Awards this weekend. You won.
Yeah.
You were the first African to win Influencer of the Year.
Yeah, in Santa Monica, in California. That was good. That was really, really awesome. I mean, I'm an E Africa correspondent back in South Africa. We have E Africa that does a lot of red carpets too. And I didn't think I was gonna win. You know why? Because that's a voter-driven award. And imagine going up against Davido and Wizkid and Tiwa Savage. I was like, okay, well, thank you very much, E. You know, but the people at home shocked me. Really, really did. They were on those voting lines every single day. To be the first of anything is really awesome. And I hope, you know, it just inspires people and, you know, kids back home. That's what it's about. But I'm not an influencer.
Yes, it definitely inspires us. And I think one of the things that she inspires people young and old. I mean, I sometimes like to say I fall under the old category, but I'm still young and really inspiring.
I want to correct that.
Okay.
I think I'm influential. I think in 2019 you need to really explain the word influencer.
Break it down.
Influencing is not my profession.
Yes, because some people just have that in their bio
But you
on
think
Twitter.
that when you think of influencer, you think of Instagram models that
Yeah.
are influencers, and that's not what you are,
yeah,
right?
and the people in that category, none of them were influencers. Tiwa Savage is not an influencer. Davido, Wizkid, Diamond Platinums, you know, Casper Nyovest, Mini, those people are not influencers. They influential.
Oh, this is really great because essentially, I mean, she's telling us that you don't have to label yourself influencer in order to be influential. And also because, you know, she's mentioning people who are singers, performers, your passion or your career is the thing that can help you be influential. So even if you are a PA somewhere, you know, you can still be influential to someone just because of how you live out, like, how you live out your life and the things that you do behind the scenes, because there's a lot of things she obviously does that we may not know about, but it has great impact and it is influential to other people. For instance, like taking kids to school. She doesn't talk about it every day, we don't see it every day. What is the highlight is mostly her lifestyle as well as the presenting that she does or the hosting. But the thing that makes her so influential is how she has been able to serve. In my opinion, really that's what makes her influential. And again, we are learning.
So listen, when guys try to holler at you, right, because they know you got so much money.
Are you married?
This is my favorite part.
No, I'm not married.
Oh, I see the rock on the.
Oh, no.
That's
It's
just her stunting.
It's called Stop Nonsense.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Stop nonsense.
No, let me tell you,
I like that they actually get it. The first time, I didn't, you know, sometimes stop nonsense. Like they get it. I didn't think they'd get it. I mean, I was shocked to see them laugh like that. I was like, oh, like, I know it's English, it's stop nonsense. I know it's English, but.
In South Africa, a wall, right, that like a barricade that like fences your house is called a stop nonsense.
Yeah.
So this ring is a stop
And
nonsense.
I love that, by the way. I love the fact that in South Africa they have the electrical current on top. So
Yes.
if you try to hop the gate, you get
You get
executed.
zapped.
I love it.
It's called a stop nonsense.
So what if you don't want the nonsense to stop? What if you want the nonsense from a certain person?
Well, you know, then, you know, he'll I don't know.
How
you
do
know.
they approach you?
They don't.
Yeah, because you got that big rock on your
That big
finger.
rock, you got the fur, like you just.
They don't. They actually do not. And it's okay. Really.
Really? I read an article. You said You said something like one day your kids will be something, and everybody was like, oh, she's going to have kids.
Oh, when are you having kids?
Yeah.
Please have children. I'm like, oh my God, I will have kids again. I'm not dying. But I will eventually have children when I'm done with everything, you know.
When will that be, though? When is enough enough?
I don't like that question much. I mean, when will that be? When will she have children? I feel like when she wants to. It shouldn't really be a question. But I guess people want to know, so they are asking relevant questions. People probably are interested in whether she wants to be a parent or not. Especially young people who are also covering their professions, maybe. They just want to gauge, like, should I have a child or not? Will I be less successful if I have a child? Should I be like Bonang, make my money, and then I'll think about children later? But I don't like that question much. But once again, she handled.
When you find a nice guy,
It's gonna be hard with that rock on your finger.
you know. But
So it's hard to find nice men all over the world. It's America, it's Africa, it's just.
yeah, I think men in general are very tough category.
Really?
They're
Very
a tough,
childish.
very tough wall to break down.
Really?
Men are strange, eh?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you.
I used to be one.
And then what happened?
I turned into a god.
This guy's crazy.
Would you
This guy's crazy.
Well, no, yes.
So it is difficult for you
Yeah,
to date, huh?
it's just a bit tricky, you know. It's just tricky.
What about
Yeah.
American men?
Pardon?
What about American men?
I've never been with an American man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. Just go back a little bit. I like how she just takes herself everywhere. I know, I don't know if I'm making sense, but she's herself, wherever she is. There's a part where she said, wait, okay. You know, I like that she's keeping her true essence and authenticity, even in the way that she speaks throughout the interview. And her laugh, it's her laugh. Like, she's not toning it down. She is who she is.
I really like African men.
Nothing wrong
Tall,
with that.
dark, beautiful African men.
Well, technically, we are African.
Yeah, but like
Technically.
African. You
Like,
know?
no, African.
In
Like
America,
from,
America, we have the black men don't cheat movement.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
How's that going?
It's going very well.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Infidelity has decreased 95%
That
all
is
throughout America. Yes.
Where'd you get those stats from?
Yes. So
And where did they convene? You know, I'm looking for.
we have meetings.
Okay.
Yeah. We have meetings. Women aren't invited because it's meetings just to uplift each other, empower each other,
And what?
let each
okay.
other know that we love each other, value each other, appreciate each other, and
Okay.
they take that energy and they bring it to our women.
And the last meeting, what was the topic?
Black men not cheating. Yeah, just encouraging each other. Yeah. It's his faithful black male associating me.
Wow, wonderful.
So I'm saying all that to say, don't discount American men. Because I don't
Okay.
know if the black men
All right,
don't
I'm
cheat
looking
movement has
forward.
gotten to Africa yet.
I look forward to meeting American men then.
Do
Wonderful.
Do South African men cheat?
It seems there are no men that cheat at all, it seems. So.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
I'm with
yeah.
that.
Okay.
I like you. That's good, B.
Okay,
I'm glad you're on
yeah.
our side.
No, I'm vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, why is Ryan Seacrest a template for you?
Because Ryan Seacrest is a TV personality turned, a radio star turned owner of a huge, massive production company, and then just created this enormous genre of reality shows that
Yes.
changed the world.
Yes.
So he is a first of many things. And because my career has sort of taken that pattern, I look at him for a lot of inspiration and a lot of, if I, want, a bit of knowledge around this, that, and that, he's somebody that I follow and I watch very closely.
See, Bonang, you're also somebody that I follow and watch closely. Not like a stalker closely, but even Bonang finds inspiration somewhere. Do you see what I mean when I say that sometimes we struggle to find motivation within ourselves? And I know people are sometimes cagey and they don't want to talk about it, like they don't want to say, like a person would rather say in South Africa they look up to Beyonce than actually say that they look up to Bonang. I don't know why that is, but I feel like we should look up to our own people. But at the same time, I also know that there are people who are mad, crazy, and in love with Bonang in South Africa. So I like that she's teaching us that you can make a template for yourself out of somebody else's life. You can look at somebody else and really be inspired by them, follow them and sort of carve your way through, guided by that.
Connect those dots.
Yeah, yeah.
Ryan is an interesting one. You know, I whenever I try to describe you, I always catch myself because I'd be like, she's like Kim Kardashian, but that don't feel right saying.
Yeah, I'm not like Kim Kardashian at all.
Yeah.
No.
Why would you say Kim K? I'm just curious.
I think maybe because of the reality show.
Yeah, lifestyle and
But I was on television and radio prior to starting my reality show. I think my reality show was oh please can you do it because we want to see how your life happened but definitely not like Kim Kardashian.
So now at 29 minutes and 59 seconds, Bonang is about to school us, basically. This is a sales lesson 101. Really, the way she speaks about her product. I mean, I don't know if this is coming naturally to her or if she's had to practice this over and over again, but she speaks about it like it's the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. And it probably is, but like, she speaks about her product with so much love. So much love. Just listen.
Oh, can we try it?
Oh, you got the house? You got the champagne with you?
Of course I do.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Come
all the way
on.
from
Could've
Cape
been
Town. I mean,
bottles.
I wouldn't bring. South Africa makes the best wines
Bring
in
the
the
bottle
world.
in.
Where is it?
Yeah.
We'll fetch it. Oh, I think it's in the car. We'll get it. We'll get it right now. Sorry,
She
it's
said
not
we'll
right
fetch it.
now.
I love this. I love
It's in the car?
We'll get it later.
'Cause I be
Yeah.
on Instagram and it's like they show it like they show Ace of Spades here or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know why? Because I'm the first and only woman in Africa to have her own brand of MCC. And MCC is Method Cup Classique. I mean, we can't call it champagne. It's not made in champagne. But it's the same kind of process of creating the sparkling wine, double fermentation. And it's made in Stellenbosch in Cape Town, where the best wines in the world are made. And we made a Brut and a Brut Rosé. And I think black people in South Africa see it as just like oh my God, she actually did it. And and it's just so delicious. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Well, thank you for...
She talks about the history of it. She talks about how it's made. She talks about how it tastes. She talks about how South Africans are receiving it. I mean, she's just setting the tone so that the Americans must know about this product of hers.
Joining us.
I got one final question.
Thank you.
Do you think you're living out your purpose thus far?
Yes, I think I am. And my purpose is maybe to teach or inspire or to break walls or bring joy or uplift or shine a light. But yeah, it feels like I am. I'm not forcing anything. So it feels like I am.
Hey, B.
Well,
Thank you for having me.
us.
Give me your Twitters and Instagrams, even though you got like 7 million followers.
On Instagram, it's @Bonang_M. On Twitter.
Okay, so let me just say that Bonang, her purpose is to teach. She is definitely taking that. We are learning so much from her. I am. This interview was amazing. I think I'll probably watch it again next time I'm not feeling so good and I need a little pick-me-up. This is absolutely amazing. So yeah, if you're really struggling to find your inspiration and your motivation and you're unsure about your purpose, where you're going, I mean, we're at the end of the year now and people are feeling like they haven't achieved most of their goals. Just, head over to somebody that you like. If Bonang is not your cup of tea, anybody else, even if it's somebody personal and close to you, just find out their story more and more and listen to them and see how that sparks a little shine of hope inside of you. Thank you so much. I enjoyed this interview so much. It's making me all soft and mushy inside. Thank you for watching this video. Mwah.
And I'm tired.